KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, exactly. And happy Sunday. You know, we are starting our day with some actual sun, Sarah.
It is nice to have that vitamin D out.
That's
and
right.
You're just enjoying that sun.
But the storms that happened overnight, they kind of just missed us to the north and to the east. But the sun is actually going to act as some fuel for some storms later on today. Here's a look outside right now. There's that beautiful sunshine. It's actually 68 degrees. It doesn't feel too humid outside this morning in San Antonio. We're actually sitting in the rain-cooled air from the storms that moved through overnight. Here's that complex of storms. We mentioned yesterday that this might have more of an eastward motion than a southern motion, and that's exactly what happened. The bulk of the heavier rain missed San Antonio to the north. It's now working its way through parts of East Texas right now. We can zoom in a little bit more. Areas north of Houston got way too much rain over the last several days, and they got more rainfall. I wish they would share with us. We could use some more rainfall. What we've got dealing with is our weather setup today is an outflow boundary from that rain-cooled air. I've drawn this outflow boundary in this red here. It is the boundary between the rain-cooled air with lower humidity to our north and very humid air to our south. Now later today, along this outflow boundary, storms are going to pop up. It's hard to know exactly where they're going to pop up, but I can give you a window, and that window is from about 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. today. The chance in your neighborhood is only about 40% because, again, those storms are going to develop randomly along that outflow boundary. And with those storms come the possibility that if you do see a storm, it could be on the stronger side. So coming up, I'm going to tell you what you need to be on alert for from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. in today's forecast. Sarah,
thank you. 2 people are dead this morning after a shooting in the parking lot in front of Alamo Draft House near North Star Mall. This happened around 2 this morning. Police are still investigating after receiving a call for a shooting near that location. Police at the scene didn't have a lot of information to give us, only that 2 men were found with gunshot wounds in the parking lot. EMS tried to save them, but they were unsuccessful. Police are working with security guards in that area to find out what happened and who's responsible for this deadly shooting. Another shooting overnight, this one on the northeast side near the Motel 6 off of I-35 off of Rittiman. A sergeant on scene told us someone in a vehicle was randomly shooting in that area, and a woman standing outside her hotel room at the motel was shot. She was taken to the hospital. She's expected to be okay. So far, no information about the suspect. And San Antonio police need your help identifying these 2 suspects on your screen right now. They're accused of targeting several retail sunglass stores around San Antonio over the past few weeks and stealing up to thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. Police say the suspects will walk into a store, grab a bunch of sunglasses, and just run out. If you have any information that could lead police to these suspects on your screen right now, you are asked to call the Property Crimes Task Force. That number at the bottom of your screen, 210-207-8326. And the Bexar County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help in finding 60-year-old Raymond Zielinski, who was last seen Friday at a Walmart on the 4000 block of Foster Road. He is wearing a gray shirt, dark colored shorts, and white socks. If you have information about his whereabouts, you're asked to call BCSO 210-335-6000. Well, voters took to the polls yesterday to let their voices be heard in several local elections. Here's a recap of some of the big races we've been following. Let's start with the northeast side, where voters there decided who'd be the next class of any ISD board trustees. There were 5 races for 5 trustee spots. The first spot was between Lisa Thompson and Michael Guritz, and Thompson won with 70% of the vote. The next school board trustee position was a battle between Tracy Shelton and Jacqueline Klein and Rhonda Rowland in place 2. Shelton won the vote with 57%. The third open spot was up for grabs between Jack Hoyle and David Bayer in place 4. Bayer was the incumbent of this race, and he will keep his spot, earning 70% of the vote. The next trustee spot brought a race between 3 candidates: Dick Rasmussen, Chris Evans, and Melinda Cox, all hoping to represent place 5 on the NEISD school board. Melinda won that seat with 54% of the vote. And finally, the fifth and last spot available on the NEISD school board was between Terry Chidgey and incumbent Steve Hilliard. Chidgey defeated Hilliard with 64% of the votes. Another school board race that we're keeping an eye on is in Uvalde. 3 spots for the Uvalde Consolidated ISD School Board were up for grabs. This is the first school board election since the Robb Elementary tragedy nearly 2 years ago. So the top 3 get the most votes, secured those spots. Those winners are Jacqueline Gonzalez, Jesus Rizal, and Cal Lambert. Rizal is the uncle of Robb Elementary victim Jackie Cáceres. Hey, those were just some of the big races that we've been following. We'll show you other races the next half hour. But if you want to see a specific race, take out your phone, scan this QR code. It will take you directly to the webpage with all of our election results. You can also find this story on our homepage of KSAT.com. Well, Greehey Children's Cancer Research Institute is one of only 2 institutes in the U.S. dedicated to pediatric cancer research, and it was recently awarded millions of dollars to advance that research. Tiffany Huertas takes us to one of the labs right here in San Antonio, where scientists are working to find new and less toxic treatments for childhood cancers.
This is called tissue culture room, where these cells are sitting inside these incubators, where they're live cells. They came out of patients which have cancer, and then basically we test them whether any drug which we are discovering here is good enough or not.
This is one of the 21 labs at the Greehey Children's Cancer Research Institute at UT Health San Antonio, located in the medical center. Dr. Manjeet Rao is a professor and deputy director at the institute.
The goal of this institute to threefold: to find new therapeutics, new treatment for pediatric cancer patients, also to improve their quality of life and education.
There's researchers from all over the world. How is that helping with the mission of this institute?
Right, that's really important, because our goal is to bring the best brain from all over the world, who not only understand cancer research, but also dedicated to doing and finding something new. And that's why it's important. And it has helped us tremendously. We have scientists from all over the world, representing from Mexico, from Canada, from India, from China.
And new funding from the Cancer Prevention and Research Institute of Texas, or CPRIT, will help advance cancer research.
The CPRIT money is going to play a very important role. This is given to one of our scientists here who works on Ewing sarcoma. And Ewing sarcoma is a soft tissue sarcoma that affects little kids, and it's very nasty. Once it's metastasized to different organs, there is no cure for it.
UT Health San Antonio was awarded approximately $16.4 million from CPRIT over the past 6 months. $10.4 million of it is going to the Greehey Children's Cancer Research Institute, or to some area of pediatric cancer research.
And so this money is going to help us understand what makes these Ewing sarcoma cells not to respond to drug, why they don't respond to drug. What can we do about it?
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
To bring community awareness to more than 15,000 children in the U.S. annually diagnosed with cancer, the Greehey Children's Cancer Research Institute is hosting the Gear Up Against Kids Cancer Bike Ride. It'll be taking place on May 11th at 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Floresville River City Park. The funds will support the Research Institute and their mission. Well, new recommendations are out when women should start screening for breast cancer. Medical experts say now should be every other year, starting at 40 years old instead of 50. That's the recommendation by the Preventative Services Task Force. The new guidelines are said to be more consistent with the ones set out by the American Cancer Society. It's 8:09 and 68 degrees. Let's take a look outside with live cam. The sun's up. It's actually really refreshing and nice to see a little bit of sunshine this morning. Sarah Spivey says, enjoy it now because we're expecting some showers this afternoon. She'll explain all that when we come back. Welcome back, Sarah. It's nice to see that little bit of sunshine right now.
Absolutely. So that sunshine is actually the result of the storms that moved through overnight. They gave us a little bit of rain cooled air. That's why we're seeing some of the sun. But that sun is going to act as fuel for storms, or the possibility for storms later today.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about in the forecast. I want to start with a look at the authority radar to show you where the storms are right now. They're moving through the LaGrange and Sealy area closer to Houston. Notice that areas near Livingston are under a flash flood warning. This is the area that has seen about 20 inches of rain just within the last 7 days. So they do not need any more rain in the Houston metro area. Meanwhile, we want more rain in San Antonio. We did see some storms overnight, but the vast majority of them missed the San Antonio area to the north and to the east. Austin area getting a lot of rain, San Marcos, even near New Braunfels. There were some neighborhoods around San Antonio that saw a little bit of rain, particularly just north of Calaveras Lake. 1.5 inches of radar estimated rain, only 1/4 inch of rain near China Grove. Take a look at this though. That's only a 2.5 mile distance from just south of Boltville down to Calaveras Lake. That's all the distance there was, 2.5 miles between getting 1.5 inches of rain and receiving nothing. So that kind of sporadic storm activity is possible again today, where there will be some that miss out completely on the rain and others that get good rain. There was good rain that fell in Gillespie County and just north of Kerrville, 2.5 inches of rain. Bernie area received 1/2 inch of rain overnight. Mountain Home about 1 inch of rain. That all fell on areas that are experiencing extreme drought. So that is some good news. But the main area of the storms, yes, has moved out of San Antonio. We talked about this potential yesterday, that if the storms had more of an eastward motion, they would miss the majority of San Antonio, and that's exactly what happened. They had more of an eastern motion than a southerly motion. What that's left us with, though, is that outflow boundary I was talking about. I've outlined it here in this dotted red line. Now, the outflow boundary is the boundary between rain-cooled, lower humidity air and very, very humid air. Now, that outflow boundary is draped right over San Antonio, and what happens is in the afternoon, after we get a little bit of daytime heating, we see storms develop along this outflow boundary. But the catch is, those storms could develop anywhere along this outflow boundary. They might develop right over San Antonio. They might develop west of San Antonio or north of San Antonio. So the best I can do today is give you a window for storms, and that window is from about 2 p.m. till about 7 p.m. And you can see on the futurecast that that outflow boundary produces some storms starting in the afternoon and continuing until we lose the daytime heating, or until sunset. So 2 p.m. to about 7 p.m. and those storms and where they develop will be random. If you want rain, hope for rain. If you'd rather the rain stay away, hope for that. There is a 40% chance for showers and storms in your neighborhood from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. And wherever the rain falls, it could be heavy. So we could end up with a scenario where your neighbor receives 0 amount of rain and you end up receiving a few inches of rainfall. So keep that in mind. That is a possibility today. And wherever storms develop, they could be strong or severe. Because of the time of year, it's the spring severe weather season. We could see up to quarter-sized hail, maybe some gusty winds as well, and localized flooding. This entire area in this yellow color is on a 2 on a scale of 1 to 5 for severe weather. So it's a low wind threat, but the possibility is there. And notice that that entire area along that outflow boundary I was mentioning, we're the area that has the highest chance for some of that severe weather today. But again, the highest chance is only a 2 on a scale of 1 to 5. So dealing with nice and sunny skies right now. We're going to be in the low 70s this morning. By noon, it'll be 80 degrees. We'll reach our high temperature in the early afternoon because, again, from 2 to 7 p.m., there's going to be some storms out there somewhere, and that'll allow for our temperatures to cool down into the 70s later on tonight. Then our attention turns to the fact that in the week ahead, our rain chances are going to be low, but it's going to be hot and it's going to be humid. From Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, our highs are going to be in the 90s. It's even going to feel like it's close to 100 degrees on Wednesday and Thursday because of the high heat index value. What we could really do with is a cool front, and guess what? We got one on Friday. Now, this is not going to make it super crisp and cool outside, but it is going to lower our humidity, which is big considering the fact that it has been so humid for the last several days. And again, we're monitoring that window for storms, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. We will keep you posted on air, online, and on the KSAT Weather Authority app. Speaking of, I just got the pollen count in, and so I'll give you an update on that pollen count, but it's already on the app, so take a look at that if you want to.
I feel it. I feel the molds.
Yeah, they're
in my
high
throat.
today.
Thank you, Sarah. It's 8:18 and 68 degrees. A pair of new video games takes place deep in the ocean. Up next, how gamers can scuba dive from their couch.
And let's take a look at the lotto numbers. Pick 3, 0, 9, 8, Fireball 7, Daily 4, 5, 6, 9, 3, Fireball 8, Cash 5, 14, 20, 22, 25, and 35.
Texas Lotto 3, 15, 17, 25, 26, 42. Powerball 14, 20, 23, 53, 69. Powerball 4. Power Play 2. Good luck.
It's scuba diving from the safety of your couch. Gamers can decompress without the need to actually decompress in Endless Ocean Luminous. The game takes players deep into the veiled sea for leisurely swims, exploration and learning about more than 500 types of marine life, and even take part in group dives with up to 30 players. Endless Ocean Luminous is playable now on Nintendo Switch.
The world these days is dark and mean. Even the water tastes unclean.
Meanwhile, in another underwater world, things are less leisurely. Another crab's treasure drops players in the deep end as a hermit crab named Krill on a hunt to find his shell and learn the reason behind the polluted ocean. Another crab's treasure is playable on Nintendo Switch, Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox consoles. Leveling up in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
Some of the world's biggest music artists returning to TikTok. It comes after a deal with Universal Music Group was reached. This now ends a feud that started in February over royalty fees that forced the record label to pull its music from TikTok.
Yep, videos that were once muted due to copyright violations will be unmuted. The teen apparel store Rue 21 is shutting down all of its 540 locations after filing for bankruptcy. Rue 21 is reportedly $200 million in debt.
According to the court filing, the store CEO says they were severely impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic and other market trends. Rue 21 has nearly 5,000 employees nationwide. And former Philadelphia Eagles center Jason Kelce headed to ESPN's Monday Night Countdown show, according to The Athletic. Kelce retired from the NFL this season after 13 years.
So even with this new gig, the 36-year-old is planning to continue his New Heights podcast. That's with his brother, Travis Kelce. It's a fun podcast. I've listened to it a couple of times.
I have too. I'm such a Kelce fan. Even before Travis started dating Taylor, I became a Kelce fan watching the Kelce documentary about Jason Kelce, and I was like, I love this family. They're so down to earth, so I'm excited for his new chapter.
That's awesome. But I've been a Travis Kelce fan longer because I'm a Chiefs fan.
Well,
that's fine.
I've been a Taylor Swift fan longer. She's not even a Taylor Swift fan.
I enjoy some of Taylor Swift's music.
It's 8:25 and 68 degrees.
You're wanting to start stuff, Sarah. So still ahead, Cinco de Mayo celebrations continue today at Market Square after that deadly shooting that happened last weekend. What people are saying as they attend today's event.
You might have seen this headline lately. So what is Next Gen TV? Well, it's a new kind of signal for KSAT viewers who use an antenna to watch us. It gives them the perks of streaming without having to download an app. There's a KSAT Explains that talks about all the perks of Next Gen, including content customization, a restart feature, and more. Don't worry, KSAT is not going away. If you use an antenna, you just need to rescan your TV Monday after 2 p.m. And if you have questions, call our hotline to get some answers.
Alrighty, good morning. It's Sunday, May 5th.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yep, and I hope you're enjoying your Sunday so far. We got a little treat to start the day, which is a little bit of sun. Most of those storms missed us to the north and to the east this morning.
Yesterday, or all this week, I've kind of been like okay, do I have a window here to walk the dogs, or, I might get a little drizzle. I got a tiny bit of drizzle at the end of my walk, but this is the time to do it right now, right, Sarah?
Yeah, especially because later on today, that sun is going to act as the fuel for at least the potential for storms. From about 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. So there's lots to talk about in the weather. I want to start with a look at the satellite and the temperatures, and you can see that all of the rain is out near the Houston area and in East Texas right now. As we zoom into San Antonio, looking at peaks of sunshine through some high-thin cirrus clouds, it's 65 in Bulverde, 63 in Bernie. Nice and cool up in the hill country, but it's still 73 in Castroville and 73 in Pleasanton. We've got an outflow boundary that is going to be our focus for where those storms develop later today. Now, all of the humidity in the air, the areas of drizzle and mist, and we did have some rain in San Antonio last night, has made for molds to continue to climb. Molds are high past 9,000. Pecan is present in low amounts, though, at 20. And here's a look at that storm complex as it missed us just to the north and to the east. We knew that was a possibility. Unfortunately, we missed out on some good rain in San Antonio, and they're getting too much rain north of Houston. Here's that outflow boundary. It's the boundary between slightly lower humidity. It feels kind of nice outside, and very humid air to our south. It's along this outflow boundary that later on today, a few storms are going to develop somewhere along the boundary. It's impossible to know where until they start developing, but the window that those will develop is from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. So chance for rain in your backyard today is 40%. But because the atmosphere is super juiced right now, we have got the potential for some severe weather too during that time frame. I'll have those details coming up. Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. Less than a week after a deadly shooting and other violent incidents during Fiesta, Market Square is hosting another major celebration. Crowds have been pouring in to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. As vendors and visitors tell our Daniela Ibarra, the shooting is not preventing them from enjoying the celebration.
Ice cold beer. In Market Square, its history and culture draws people in. And of course, the food.
I can be doing gorditas, funnel cakes, aguas frescas.
Letty Herrera has worked in Market Square for over 4 decades. Instead of confetti, she saw a fiesta celebration end Sunday morning with gunfire.
It was chaotic. It was scary. Again, but that can happen anywhere.
Visitors say the violence isn't keeping them away.
I feel safe. I don't know about everybody else. I can't speak for everybody else. I feel safe.
You can't stop it, They're going to have shootings everywhere. They have it in schools. So, you just got to take a chance, I guess.
Next fiesta, Police Chief William McManus says there will be some extra safety measures in place, including fencing and bag checks.
Have you noticed anything different since that shooting here in Market Square?
Less crowd, more police.
What do you think about that?
It's sad.
On this Cinco de Mayo weekend, Herrera says it's a different type of crowd.
This has been a very beautiful, peaceful event.
What would you say to the people who are hesitant to come out to Market Square?
I would say if I'm here, you should be here because I'm 72 years old, like I said, and I am enjoying it. Don't let one incident ruin your entire life. I'm never going to markets. Oh no, you must. This is a crown jewel here. We have a crown jewel, and I'm very proud of it.
Daniela Ibarra, KSAT 12 News.
The Cinco de Mayo celebration at Market Square will be from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. again today. Well, this week, the DEA could move to change marijuana from a Class 2 drug to a Class 3, which could make sales easier in the U.S. Even though Washington legalized recreational marijuana almost a decade ago, sales are still considered to violate federal law. The DEA's potential change still has to be approved by the White House. If it takes effect, it will be the agency's most significant change in policy in more than 50 years. Okay, a look at some of the other election results from yesterday. 2 props were on the ballot for Medina Valley ISD to help improve schools and other district facilities. Prop A would use property tax money to upgrade safety in schools across the district and fill other needs the schools have. The total money included in the bonds for this prop is $249 million, and 63% of the voters voted yes on the prop. And here's how voters responded to Prop B in Medina Valley. That one also passed. This one is much cheaper, just a little more than $40 million. Money from a potential property tax increase would go towards Medina Valley High School football stadium and the stadium facilities for a new high school. Over in New Braunfels, 3 propositions were also on the ballot. So Prop A would take $267 million from increased property taxes and use it for district-wide improvements for New Braunfels ISD. That includes buying more school buses, improving the current fleet of buses, and the completion of the New Braunfels High School replacement project. Prop B would take $42 million of increased property taxes for NBISD. This prop would fuel renovations to Unicorn Stadium and the construction of a new Long Creek High School stadium. Finally, Prop C, which would only cost around $3 million, would take money from increased property taxes to provide New Braunfels ISD with more instructional technology. Again, the New Braunfels results, these are just have not been finalized at this time. We are still waiting for those final results to come in. Those are just some of the big races we are following. If you want to see a specific race, take out your phone, scan this QR code. It'll take you directly to our webpage with all of our election results, so you can find them on KSAT.com. So there are many deals happening today for Cinco de Mayo. So SA Live's Jen Tobias-Strusky has a roundup of the best ones.
Everything from food to margaritas to coffee. Check it out.
Cinco de Mayo deals. Today we share all the different restaurants across the city who are celebrating with big discounts. Cheers to that.
The Good Kind is located at 1127 South St. Mary Street. They're celebrating this Sunday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. with drink specials to pair with their vibrant menu. They will also have an artisan market, DJ, and it's free admission. Costa Pacifica, located off 434 North Loop 1604, is offering discounts this weekend on their margaritas. They also have mimosa specials and a DJ starting at 5 p.m. And speaking of margaritas, Perry's Pizzeria and Tap House is offering $5 margaritas on Sunday. Also, they're featuring an all-day happy hour, which includes more discounts on food. Cafe Olla, located in downtown San Antonio, is serving their Cinco de Mayo special drink, La Bandera. It's a strawberry horchata matcha mix, and if you purchase it this weekend, you'll get a double stamp on the Amigo loyalty card. Cibolo Creek Brewing Co. in Bernie is releasing a canned ranchero Mexican lager for Cinco de Mayo weekend. They will have new shirts, food specials, and more, all starting today. Also in Bernie, Klein Smokehouse is offering a Cinco de Mayo special. You can get marinated beef fajitas, marinated pork fajitas, marinated chicken fajitas, and a package of Fiesta sausage, all for $30. Pre-order and pickup is today and tomorrow. Frito Restaurant in Stone Oak is serving up deals this Sunday. Dine in and enjoy a colorful ambiance while getting discounts from the bar. That includes margaritas. Cheers to that. For the full list of discounts and deals, you can head to SALive.com, click the As Seen on SA Live tab.
Deals. National Teacher Appreciation Week starts tomorrow, and Whataburger wants to thank our educators by offering free breakfast.
Yeah, from May 6th to the 10th, school employees can show their ID badge in the drive-thru or dine in at any Whataburger location and enjoy a free taquito. Breakfast on a bun or honey butter chicken biscuit, which I love, from 5 to 9 a.m.
Honey butter chicken biscuit. Okay, and Dunkin' Donuts is giving a free cup of coffee to healthcare workers tomorrow on National Nurses Day. Healthcare workers can enjoy a free medium hot or iced coffee. Dunkin's also has a new coffee flavor, the Donut Swirl.
All right, the time is 8:39 and it's 68 degrees.
Before we head to break today, there are closures on Loop 1604 and I-10 again to look out for. This is all part of the Loop 1604 North Expansion project. Roads will reopen tomorrow at 5 a.m. We have a full list of those closures in detail and detours, so you can plan ahead. Just head to KSAT.com.
I was stuck in that for 20 minutes. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Taking a look outside, some sunshine to start our Sunday. Don't be fooled, that sunshine, actually one of the ingredients for our window for storms this afternoon from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'll have those details coming up.
It's just 6 months away until you vote. Now, this morning, the breaking new ABC News poll. Who has the advantage? How do voters feel? What will this poll reveal? Plus, the impact of the campus protests this morning on ABC's This Week.
More than 21 million people in East Texas into Oklahoma under flood alerts today.
Yeah, and areas underwater north of Houston are forecast to see more rain. ABC's Samara Theodore is in Houston with the latest.
This morning, weather warnings across Texas as the Lone Star State is poised for more severe storms after more than 6 inches of rain fell in parts of the state in the past 48 hours, leading to flash floods.
It's too late to evacuate without calling 911.
As many as 5 more inches of rain expected after days of heavy rainfall, leaving some neighborhoods underwater. Cars submerged, homes destroyed, families separated. This woman calling for help to find her brother.
If I would have known that it could get this bad, I would never move down here.
Nearly 200 rescues in Harris County alone by Saturday afternoon. No deaths or injuries reported so far. The heavy rain prompting water releases at area dams. The San Jacinto River rising 11 feet in 24 hours and expected to rise at least 3 more feet until it crests today. In some areas, the destructive floodwaters beginning to recede.
You can see where the water was right here.
3 feet of water flooding this home. The homeowner returning to find nearly everything he owned destroyed.
It's a lot to take in. What we're doing right now is trying to see what we can salvage.
In other areas, water marks 6 feet high, showing how high the water rose before finally receding, while other parts of the state ready for even more flooding today.
We haven't been in a real negative mood about this. It's just something that's happening and we're going to deal with it like anything else that you have to.
Yeah, it's fascinating because, that part of the state is getting way too much rain, Sarah. There's no drought whatsoever across Houston, East Texas. But here in San Antonio, we're still in the middle of drought.
Yeah.
We could use more rain. In fact, here's a look at the drought monitor across the state of Texas, and you can see that bullseye across areas in our viewing area, the Hill Country, northwestern Bexar County included in the extreme drought, up to parts of Kirk County, Kendall County, Bernie, Bandera County. In fact, San Antonio metro area, one of the areas that's the most affected by drought across the state, that in the El Paso metro area as well. Now, we saw some storms last night, but they really kind of missed San Antonio in a big way. In fact, what we're looking at right now is just some additional rain in that area that does not need any more rainfall. Brenham, Sealy, Spring, up toward Conroe and Livingston area. Those areas have seen almost 20 inches of rainfall. Meanwhile, here in San Antonio, again, the storms missed us just to the north and east, but there were some areas in our viewing area that got some rain. One isolated shower pushing through parts of San Antonio near Boltville, just north of Calaveras Lake, but over a 2.5 mile distance from China Grove to Boltville, a difference of 1/4 inch to 1.5 inches of rainfall. But along that area of extreme drought, we did see some decent rain for Kerrville, more than 1/2 inch of rain. More than 2 inches of rain in parts of Gillespie County and northern Kirk County, and then 1/2 inch of rain out near Bernie. But we have some more chances for rain later on today, and here's the reason why. As we take a look at the satellite and radar, there's that complex of storms that just missed us to the north and to the east. We knew that was a possibility, but we did have some hope that it would move more further south. That's why there was a 60% chance of storms this morning. But now that those storms have moved off to the east, what we're left with is an outflow boundary. I've drawn this in this dotted red line. An outflow boundary is rain-cooled air, and you can see that there's some slightly lower humidity to our north. That's why we're seeing sun. That's why it feels good outside right now, and very humid air to our south. Now, this boundary between those two differences in humidity, we'll see later on today with the daytime heating to fuel the storms, a few storms popping up along that outflow boundary. It is impossible to know exactly where those storms are going to pop up later today, but they could pop up anywhere along that outflow boundary. They could be directly over San Antonio. They could be too far to the west. They could be too far to the north. But what I can tell you is there's a window, and that window is from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. today, where we'll have some of those storms popping up along that outflow boundary. Here's a look at that window, and you can see those storms will develop anywhere along that outflow boundary randomly from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. So what we're going to end up dealing with is a few folks that see a lot of rain and a lot of folks that see absolutely no rainfall whatsoever today. If you want more rain, I hope it's good news for you later on today. And if you do happen to get one of those storms, a lot of rain could fall and we could have some minor flooding issues. This is an example of what the map could look like later on today. Pockets of 2 to 4 inches of rain and the vast majority of people missing out on the rainfall. I also have to caution you that wherever storms develop today, they could be severe. It's one of those big if-then days, right? If a storm develops, then it could be severe. And primary threats would be hail and strong winds, but we could also have some localized heavy rainfall as well. As we take a look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, sunshine right now, temperatures will be warming into the 70s. As we head toward the lunch hour, it'll be near 80 degrees and we'll actually top off in the low 80s in the early afternoon, because from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. there will at least be storms in the area. Maybe not directly over you, but at least storms in the area. 40% coverage, a 40% chance, and temperatures will drop into the 70s because of that rain cooled air. Then our attention turns to the fact that it is going to be a hot week. High temperatures will be in the low to mid 90s, with heat index values from high humidity as high as 100 degrees on Wednesday. Thankfully, though, there is some relief in the forecast. We have a cool front moving through on Friday. That's going to lower the humidity for us, and temperatures will drop from the mid 90s to the low 80s. And in the morning, it's going to be nice and crisp. Take a look at Saturday morning, 60 degrees. Looks pretty nice with that nice welcome change before the weekend.
I did enjoy the slight lower,
lower humidity?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain.
Okay.
This morning compared to like the all day yesterday, but you said, you know, things will change this afternoon.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, this is nice. It's like slight coolness.
A little tease, right?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sarah.
Yep.
8:50 and 68 degrees. We'll be right back. Happening tomorrow, KSAT is making the switch to Next Gen TV. If you aren't quite sure what that is or how it works, scan the QR code on your screen with your phone. It will take you to the section of our website dedicated to all you need to know. The short version is if you watch KSAT on cable, streaming, or satellite, you don't have to do anything. But if you are using an antenna to watch us or bunny ears, you will have to rescan your TV to see KSAT once we make that switch, and that switch is happening at 2 p.m. tomorrow.
That's right, and because there might be a lot of questions, we also will be holding a phone bank to call tomorrow to answer any questions you may have. That will be from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow, and we'll release the number to call just before then. Our KSAT Explains team also did an episode on Next Gen TV, so you can check that out on YouTube or KSAT.com too. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at satellite and radar. You can see that we're dealing with a few light showers in Atascosa County right now and peaks of sunshine. As we head into the afternoon, that's when our storm chances are going to increase. Pollen count, molds are high, past 9,000, pecan is low. Take a look at storm chances from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's our best chance for storms. It's about 40%, so not everybody's going to see storms, but it is possible. And we'll be looking at, again, the possibility for some spotty severe weather too. So please keep up with the weather, especially between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. We want to keep you safe and informed. And looking ahead to the week, it's going to be hot, high temperatures in the 90s, feeling closer to 100 because of high humidity. At least a cool front moves through on Friday. That's going to bring us low humidity and make it pretty pleasant as we head into next weekend with crisp, cool mornings, comfortable afternoons in the low 80s.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Hey, happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. It is going to be a Sunday where you're going to want to keep up with the weather just in case.
So make sure you download the KSAT Weather Authority app.
Yeah.
I love that app. Great app.
It's pretty awesome.
Thank you, Sarah. Hey, happy Sunday.
Have a wonderful day.